Paul Franco with us, Republican. He's running for the 13th Worcester District. It is a crowded Republican field. Crowded Democratic field. You're all alone as a Republican. And Bruce Card is with us as well. Bruce, thanks for stopping by. We're actually going to start with you if we can, because it was an even more crowded field as we had some independents in the race as well. You were an independent. You had an announcement earlier this morning. Tell us about this announcement.
Well, yes, I have been an independent candidate for the seat, and I decided that I was going to withdraw from the race, and I'm formally endorsing Paul Franco for the state representative seat.
Now, what made you decide to, first of all, what were the issues that got you into the race, and then what brought you to this decision that you would withdraw today?
Well, there was a multitude of issues. The economy, most important of all. The current state of the finances in this state are atrocious. Our representatives have squandered what we had. Need some fiscal conservatism. And health care. There's a big concern not only, well, on the federal health care, but on the state plan. So those were three platforms that I was running on.
What made you decide to run as an independent?
Well, I am an independent and have been for a few years. And after looking into what it would take to run for the seat, I realized that I would just need to go out, meet the people, get my signatures that were required, to have my name put on the ballot, and which I met all those requirements, and moved forward from there. But as time went by, personal life gets busy, and I haven't been able to keep up with everything, so I made a decision to withdraw from the race.
And so you're an independent. I mean, do you usually lean to the right? Do you think of yourself as being more conservative? What brought you to endorse Paul Franco?
I think I'm a central and right type of candidate. I'm fiscal conservative, but there are some other issues that I lean a little more to the center or to the left, depending on what's going on. Right. And I took the time to look at all the candidates who are running, because I have found, like myself, that a lot of citizens are really engaged in politics this year. Heavily engaged, and it's a conversation that's happening across a lot of dinner tables. So I took the time to look at all the candidates, and I felt that Paul has the same passions and platforms that I had. And those are the same platforms that I found as I was walking the neighborhoods of the district that people were talking about, that had concern about. And those were my platforms. And when I read Paul's, I said, this man is, this man's for me.
Paul, this has to help come November, because there is another independent in the race, Ron Madnick, the head of the local chapter of the ACLU, who one would suppose would probably draw more votes from a Democrat than he would from you as a Republican. So a great pickup today. Tell us your thoughts when you got the call from Bruce.
I was rather surprised, and I was very pleased. And we met and we talked extensively, and I was very happy to find out how similar his issues and his passions were as my own. I mean, this is the first time I've ever considered running for a race. I just got off active duty 7 weeks ago, but me and my friends had decided to run last year before I went on mobilization, and to be able not to be able to do anything for a year as far as campaigning, getting a shot like this from a fellow citizen is really uplifting. It's really added to the morale of the campaign, and like I said, and also I've told Bruce to stay involved. I mean, we need more citizens. We need people that are looking to make changes in the way government operates, and not career politicians. And believe me, neither one of us are career politicians. We're doing it because we have a vision of what we'd like to see the Commonwealth do, as far as our tax base, our regulations, our economy, and our job, and our health care. And I want to go to Beacon Hill to fix it.
Paul, tell me a little bit about your background. You just said that you just got off of mobilization,
Sure.
off of active duty.
Yeah, I've been involved in the military now for 30 years. I graduated from Syracuse University as an ROTC scholarship cadet back in 1980, commissioned as a second lieutenant. I took a 3-year delay to go to law school. Went to Western New England School of Law, my first encounter in Massachusetts. And after I was passed the bar, I was appointed as a JAG officer, as a first lieutenant in the U.S. Army. I spent 4 years of active. At my last year of active, I was at Fort Devens as a trial defense captain, and then I got a firm. I got a job here in Worcester working for Shumway, Jagir, Byrne & Fox on Cedar Street. Worked there for a number of years. Worked for Neville and Kelly. I've been with Joe Krigley's office for the last 10 years. And in addition to working as a trial lawyer in the town, I've continued my career. Well, last year they needed a particular expertise. Our unit, the 3rd LSO out of Boston, needed soldiers' counsel, JAG officers to represent soldiers injured in the war. I've been doing this for a number of years, both my initial active duty and as a reservist. So we all went to Walter Reed, and I represented soldiers that were injured in the war and made sure they got their benefits before they were medically separated or retired. I'm pleased to say it was 70% successful. 7 out of 10 soldiers that came under my care received better benefits or were retained in the service. It was a great experience. I treasure all the successes of my clients and my soldiers. I think everybody here would be so proud of how hard our soldiers are fighting, how much they're giving. But I had other plans. Obviously, missed my family and kids back home. I did my tour, hit the ground running. We've been campaigning for about 7 weeks now, and we're looking strong.
Yeah, now, I mean, do you feel, because you said you had made this decision before you went off on active duty, do you feel that you have missed, I mean, have you had enough time? You've got up until November, but have you had enough time to really get the campaign going? You've got 6 Democrats who have been out there, who have been knocking on doors and have perhaps a time advantage on you.
Yes, I think they have. If there was a primary opponent, I probably couldn't have done this because I couldn't have raised the money in the short period of time. But without a primary opponent, it's almost like I have a first-round bye in the playoffs. Okay, as I was joking with friends, we have film. We'll get film on all the 6 candidates. We'll study all the film, and then whoever prevails, we'll be ready for them in November. Yes, it's a short time frame because you really can't do much when you're on active duty. But I've really gotten the sense by door knocking, both in Paxton and Worcester, just as Bruce said, people are very upset. They're very engaged, and they don't want us. They don't want career politicians. They want people that are going to go to Beacon Hill and make a difference. As Bill Belichick would say, do your job. Take care of the tax base, take care of the regulations, stimulate the economy, get everyone back to work. That's what they want us to do, and that's what I intend to do when I get to Beacon Hill in January.
Now, Bruce, Paul was just saying that he hopes that you stay involved. Are you planning to actively help in the campaign, in Paul's campaign?
Yes, I am. I'm actually taking a vacation this coming week, and I told Paul that when I return, the first thing I'm going to do is contact his campaign and find out what I can do to help him out.
Go out there and knock on those
doors, work at rallies, hold signs, whatever it takes.
All right, well, that's interesting. How did your supporters respond to this? I mean, there must have been obvious disappointment, but have they contacted you and said that they're looking forward now to doing what you're doing, to help work for Paul's campaign?
Everyone that I've spoken to has supported me 100%, and they knew that it was a tough decision to make, because when I committed myself to the race, you know, I knew that I wanted to go all the way, but it was even a bigger decision to step back. But they understand that, and you know, when I told everyone, you know, they knew who I was supporting, and they're comfortable with that.
Bruce, I want to thank you for coming in this evening and talking to us about this. Paul, if you can stick around, we'd love to talk to you a little bit more about some of your ideas and where you want to take the campaign and what would happen if you were elected in November.
I would love to do it.
And that's coming up right here on the Hank Stoltz Experience.